how to give positive feedback to a colleague. In this video, I am going to distinguish between appreciation and affirmation, and I think it's gonna blow your mind a little bit and leave you way more wise in how you give positive feedback. I am also going to, and Steven, my awesome cameraman, doesn't know this yet, but I'm also going to live demonstrate with Steven something on camera, which I will not preview to him at all until it happens live in the moment in the video. And last but not least, I'm going to answer this question: what is one of the most meaningful affirmations you've ever received? I'm gonna answer that question for myself with a ridiculous story that will probably make you laugh a good bit and give you some insight into a chapter of my life. All three of these things, though, are gonna make you at least like 3.5 times more sophisticated, more smart, more intelligent at giving positive feedback to your colleagues. I'm Chad Littlefield. By the end of this video, what's in my brain will be in your brain. Let's get into it. Let's jump right into the live demo with Steven. So, hi, Steven.
Hello.
Can you hear Steven? Wave, Steven.
Hey.
Steven, there he goes. Okay, so as I give this appreciation and this affirmation to Steven, I want you to think about, can you distinguish between the two? What is different between them? Okay, Steven, I don't know, this is like the 42nd video tutorial that you've helped me film together in the studio in a variety of places. And I'm just super appreciative of the fact that you are able to sit through all this content, right? We film 5+ videos at a time. It's a lot of presence, and you just have this way of like head nodding and making sure that staying on track and reminding me of thumbnails. Just really appreciate it.
Well, thank you.
Cool, right? That's lovely. Let's try round 2. Steven, I think this is like our 40-second video tutorial or something that you've helped me film. And I am so appreciative of the part of you that is just like creative, constantly thinking about what we could do for the thumbnail that would be intriguing enough for people, but not too clickbaity. And your just like drive and passion for video. Like you around a camera is like a light bulb being turned on, and it's kind of awesome.
Jeez, yeah, wow, okay.
Okay, so this was unplanned. I actually am curious, just like raw emotion. So round 1 and round 2, I know you gave verbally slightly different responses. What struck you about the difference between those?
Yeah, I think round 1, I felt very much like, oh, cool, like, my time is being appreciated, and, me, putting the effort into doing this is being appreciated. But round 2, it feels like it echoes some of the, maybe what I hope people think about me. It echoes what I kind of would like to put out into the world. So it was nice to hear that, and it just kind of bolstered that feeling. So felt great.
Okay, super lovely. First of all, virtual claps for Steven. This was completely unscripted, unplanned. I don't think he's blushing too much. Are you blushing? You should come in with the mask. You should come. No, actually, come in with the mask and be like, "Are you blushing?"
Can we see it?
All right, let's see if Steven's blushing.
Okay,
oh, you can't see. He's wearing a mask. Oh, okay. This is a tight little corner that we're filming in today. So, did you hear what Steven said in the first round? Like, oh, it was cool. My time's being appreciated. When you give positive feedback to a colleague, do you want them to say, "Oh, it's cool," or do you want them to feel like, "Oh, wow, like I hope that part of me is reflected in my work," right? Like saw some deeper part. And there lies the difference between appreciation and affirmation. Both are nice, one is nicer. Appreciation, I would say, is appreciating someone for what they do, right? So thank you for helping to film. Thank you for nodding your head. Thank you for being on time. Thank you for, like, that is appreciating for somebody for what they do. Affirmation is affirming someone for who they are. So I see Steven and I see him creative and I see him passionate about video and I see who he is. Now that shows up in what he does, but I'm just affirming the part of who he is while he's doing that. If you can distinguish between that, if you can give your colleagues positive feedback in the form of affirmations rather than appreciations, their response won't just be, "Oh, cool, that's nice." It'll be, "Wow, you see me and you actually really hear me and you're tuned into me." And that is magical, right? If you can master that, you will be a way better leader or educator. Kind of crazy story. My answer to this question, what is one of the most meaningful affirmations I've ever received, actually came, I was in high school or maybe the first summer of college. I lived in Massachusetts and I was working as a lifeguard on a beach, Horseneck Beach. It was a super popular beach, 20,000 people. I don't remember, a day, a year. There was a lot of people at the beach. High surf, lots of riptides, lots going on. It was typically a handful of rescues a week. And there was this one time where I ran into the water and cut my foot on a shell and like just totally destroyed my foot. Gone, not good. So I was out. Now the thing about Horseneck Beach that you have to know is, I don't know if I'm like, I don't think I'm legally, I was a high school lifeguard, what does it matter? There was a lot of like hierarchical and some hazing things going on. And so as a rookie, there were these veterans that had a really crafty way of not working. And like hanging out and like going and out on the jet ski to catch some fish, to grill up, while on the clock for the state of Massachusetts. Oh my goodness, probably shouldn't have said that. So anyway, I cut my foot. I couldn't actually be out on stand doing the rookie duties. And so I had to hang out with all the veterans. And there was this one guy in particular, his name was Paul. He actually is on a show. If you Google like, I don't remember if it was Animal Planet or Discovery Channel, a show called Gator Boys. This guy wears a bandana. So he literally comes out with lifeguards for fun in the summers in Massachusetts and then goes down to Florida and like wrestles alligators and sharks and snakes, and like seeing crazy videos of him bitten by a rattlesnake and him like having some minor surgery done with no pain medication. And he's the most intense person I've ever met on the planet. And he was not particularly kind or compassionate to others. Maybe he was the source of a good bit of healthy hazing happening at Horseneck Beach. And so I was a little bit on edge as a high schooler with hanging out with all these older guards and veterans. At the end of that 2 weeks, my foot had healed up and I got kind of beaten up a little bit in the first couple of weeks. But on the last day, right before I had to go out on to stand, Paul Bedard looked at me and he said, "Hey, Littlefield, you're not half the I thought you were." Hey, Littlefield, you're not half the I thought you were. And that was one of the tallest affirmations I've ever received because of who it came from. The reason I wanted to share the story beyond being maybe a little bit of humor and providing you a laugh is recognizing that your position, this channel is designed for leaders and educators to help make connection and engagement easy. We put out tons of video tutorials to help leaders and educators be better leaders and educators. And so your position as a leader or an educator is a position of power. And recognize that the feedback you give, especially if it's an affirmation rather than appreciation, can hold a lot of power for somebody else. And so use that power wisely. Because even if you say as crappy words as Paul Bedard, it can be extremely meaningful to that person. I'm gonna be a little bit selfish and invite you to practice appreciation versus affirmation in the comments. Either one, give me either an appreciation or an affirmation. If you made it to this point in the video, if you watched multiple of my videos, I would love a little bit of feedback, a little bit of appreciation and affirmation. Believe it or not, when you type things and share, tell me what you got out of a video, tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like, that is like gasoline for me to keep making these videos, right? That is fuel. That's like, there are leaders and educators that are watching these, that are appreciating them, and so I'm gonna make more, and I'm gonna make more, and I'm gonna keep making more. And so drop your appreciation affirmation, plus YouTube algorithms like that. Like the video too, and subscribe if you're feeling it. I'm Chad, have an awesome day.